Hiya, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
You want to go do a podcast?
Sure.
Jump in.
Ladies and gentlemen, villagers and illagers, creepers of all ages, and everyone else, welcome to Binging Barbie. I'm your host, John, and with me I have my co-host. This player dreamed of sunlight and trees, of fire and water. It dreamed it created, and it dreamed it destroyed. It dreamed it hunted, and was hunted. It dreamed of shelter, and that dream was Jay.
Huh.
Huh. Huh? Anyway, this is a podcast about toy media franchises, 2000s nostalgia, and whatever else we want to talk about. And this week we'll be talking about Minecraft, the video game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Important to specify this. We are planning on covering the Minecraft movie when it comes out next week.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured because you and I have a history with Minecraft, there's a lot of context to go through for that. So
A lot of people have history with Minecraft. Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, rather than do a super long belabored context section during that episode, we thought, hey, let's do, or I thought, I should say, I shouldn't put this on you.
Sure. Yeah.
Shouldn't blame this on.
Yeah, we'll talk about the movie when the movie happens, so we'll focus on the movie in that episode. So, yeah, because, we have like a decade-long history with the game, and the game just has so much surrounding it that, we decided to do like a little fun thing here. This is like a bit impromptu. It's less of like a review and more of like talking about experiences and just stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
So tell us.
I do have some context here. Yeah, the Minecraft was released in alpha on May 17, 2009, for a full release on November 17, 2011.
That was the first Minecon, I believe. The first the release, yeah.
Yeah, and this was an early example of a game that did the early access model where it was available while it was still in development. Was created by Marcus Pearson, aka Notch, who is a Swedish game designer who made the game in his free time while working with other developers. In 2011, he stepped down as lead designer, which in most games wouldn't be that big of a deal, but because Minecraft has grown and changed so much over the last 10, 15 years, however long it's been, that is worth noting here, and we can talk about that more later down. And then in 2014, he sold his company Mojang to Microsoft. So now the game is owned by Microsoft.
A whopping $4 billion, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of money.
It was like a big deal. Everybody was like, oh no, Microsoft owning Mojang, that's terrible. It's the end of the game. Which is and isn't the thing that happened. Yeah.
Yeah, they have surprisingly not killed the golden goose yet.
Not quite. Like some small things here and there, it kind of has. There was the whole migration thing, which if you didn't migrate, then you lost your access to Minecraft, unfortunately. So,
Anyway, speaking of controversies, in 2019, after several years of controversial and incendiary posts on social media, Mojang and Microsoft both distanced themselves from Pearson, and all references to him outside of just what his name in the game credits themselves were removed. And he was not invited to the 10th anniversary celebration. I don't think he was invited to the 15th anniversary celebration either. Yeah, you can look up on your own time what he has said, but yeah, there is a reason that both companies have distanced themselves from him.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, the current lead designer is Jens Bergensten, aka Jeb, who is another Swedish game designer. Joined Mojang back in 2010 to work on Color's Bane, which was a game that they were working on post Minecraft becoming a big thing. It was in development for quite a while and then came out in 2018 to like no fanfare at all, and has since they've like stopped updating it like a year after it came out. So
Oh,
that but yeah, Jeb was then started doing a little bit more work for Minecraft, so that eventually when um Pearson stepped away in 2011, he actually stepped in as lead designer and has been lead designer for the last however many years that is, 14 years.
just about, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, Minecraft's release was a major tide shift for the industry. It's weird to think about because it's been so long, it's kind of difficult to imagine where gaming was pre Minecraft if you weren't aware of games back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like, yeah, there are people who are 16 years old now who don't remember, who were not born in a world that didn't have Minecraft.
Yeah. That is interesting. Very
Yeah.
interesting. We're getting old, man.
Yeah, but this was, I mean, it was this massive shift that, I mean, we're still seeing a lot of the effects of it, because the 2000s, especially the 90s and 2000s in video games, were dominated by big studios and big franchises. So especially the 2000s, you had like Call of Duty, Halo, Grand Theft Auto, eventually like Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
And the idea with these is they're putting out similar games within these franchises, and each new one has like slightly better visuals, slightly more complex gameplay. So they're kind of iterating on each other, trying to get more complex, more impressive, bigger. um and yeah, there's like, you have HD hardware starting to show up, more powerful consoles. Then you have like Nintendo with the Wii sort of capturing the casual audience and bringing in this like new way to control games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And amidst all this like big complexity and impressive graphics and all this stuff, Minecraft is just like, it's a pretty simple game. It has these pixel graphics that harken back to a simpler time in gaming, and the gameplay is very easy to learn. There isn't much complexity to it on just like a base level. But
No.
because of that, there's like infinite possibilities of things you can do.
Mhm.
And yeah, because of that simplicity, it actually made the game very easy to port to different um, consoles and different devices. Yeah, I own versions of Minecraft on pretty much every device that I have that can play it. I own
Mm.
like 5 different versions of it just because I have one for my computer, I have one for my phone, I have one for my tablet, I have one for my Nintendo Switch, I have one for my PS4, I have one for my 3DS. I should pull that one out again. And they're like different levels of
Yeah.
complexity, but in general, yeah, there is like a consistency across platforms, and because the gameplay is simple, like, did you ever play any of the like console games on mobile or tablets?
Uh no. Typically no. I did not.
Yeah, because they would take. I remember I did one of the Prince of Persia games. They did it, and it's like you're using the tablet screen kind of as a controller, and it's not super easy to control,
No.
especially
It's a
with
little
something more
weird.
complex. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so Minecraft is simple enough though, where it's like, yeah, you're walking around with the little joystick, and then besides that, you're just tapping on bricks or holding down on bricks.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's also like a very flexible game, which makes it good for streaming or for video game channels or a whole bunch of different applications. So a big part of why it got big, because they didn't do a ton of traditional marketing. A lot of the marketing that ended up happening was this organic stuff that, as people played the game and then word of mouth spread, and then people started making content in the game and posting it on different platforms.
Yeah. No, it got huge.
Yeah. Yeah, and then since it was released while it was still in development, for the first 2 years there were frequent updates to add new features and expand mechanics, and there was a reason to keep coming back if you were a player, because
Yes.
every few months there would be more to do, new blocks or new things. And then even after it was the official launch, they've continued to do that. It's the timeline has changed a little bit. I think they do like a big update once or twice a year, but those updates tend to be even bigger than just like
Yeah.
adding a few blocks. They do actually add big things.
Yeah. So like they were doing constant updates up until 2013, and then after that point, like each new update took longer. Uh, that was like, of course, around the time Mojang was bought by Microsoft, and then they've
Yeah.
consistently done like an update a year with various degrees of like scale and quality. Of course, some are bigger than others, some are received well than others, but they are still doing this, which is a topic to debate for some people, but
I
you know,
personally I enjoy that I can walk away from the game and come back to it 6 months later and have something new to interact with.
sure.
Even if it's not like a huge deal. It is nice to, the game is never the same when I put it down and when I pick it back up again.
Hmm. No, and like they're also, that you're not also just limited to one version of the game. You can go back to any previous version of the game, so you could play wherever you want, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, and in 2019, after years and years of this building success, Minecraft became the best-selling game of all time across
Mm,
all platforms. Just this massive, massive hit. And yeah, it was this major sort of tide change in the industry. There was a giant boom in indie games in the
yeah.
2010s that in part was because of Minecraft, and especially like the early access model that Minecraft was under that allowed more indie games to get made because they were able to put out an unfinished version of the game, give people an idea of what it was going to be, and then kickstart or get funding for the full game.
Yeah, and also I guess horror games also helped in this genre as well, because you
Yes,
get
yes.
like very low quality games like Slender Man, uh, to just
FNAF,
simple
the first Five
mechanics.
Nights at Freddy's.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they become huge as well.
Yeah, it's a very exciting time in video games because finally the technology had gotten to the point where more people were able to make their own games.
Yes.
And then suddenly after Minecraft and after, I mean, Minecraft wasn't the only one, as you were saying, but suddenly there was this demand for new games. There wasn't as much focus on graphics. Like the understanding became, because Minecraft, highest best selling game of all time, and even in like I think 2014 it became the best selling PC game of all time.
Hmm.
So it's like it doesn't matter if you have good graphics if the gameplay is good, if people are invested in it. And yeah, it's had a major effect on game design just in general. I have heard it argued, and I don't have any counter arguments to this, that it is the most influential game of this century, at least thus far. Like,
Yeah, sure.
both in terms of like indie gaming, but then also in terms of just like there are aspects of Minecraft in the new Legend of Zelda games,
Hmm.
or in like Animal Crossing, or in, I cannot tell you how many times I open up a new game and there's a crafting system of some sort. Now, obviously, Minecraft didn't invent crafting systems, but it did popularize the mechanic. And
Yeah.
now that's been like iterated on even further, and other games have brought in new elements to it.
Like even games are setting up like small building systems. Like
Yeah.
I think Fortnite building is like a huge element to the gameplay as well.
Yeah. And even like the battle royale aspect of it, again, that wasn't something that Minecraft invented, but that was a big thing in like mid 2010s Minecraft YouTube. Was
Yeah.
sort of, I guess that was back then they were calling it more Hunger Games than battle royale, but get a bunch of
Hunger Games,
players.
survival games. It's because
Yeah,
Hunger Games, the movie, came out at that
yeah,
time,
yeah.
and so that's why that thing came out. Just going back to add to like the most influential game of this century specifically, I'd possibly also argue that a lot of Valve games would fall into that area, like Half-Life 2, specifically, introducing the concept of like I don't know, physics into gameplay.
Yeah, yeah.
Really changed some things. Anyway, yeah, we discussed like the development of how things happen with history, but why don't we talk about like what even is Minecraft? So here's a summary of basically what you do in the game, how the experience is. So yeah, what's Minecraft? So you are dropped into this randomly generated world made out of blocks, cubes, and such. And you can break or place blocks to build whatever you want. And you can also combine blocks and resources using the game's crafting system to create tools, armor, weapons, and a whole bunch of other things. And each night, monsters emerge to come and hunt you down, and you have to create a shelter to get away from them, or build a bed to sleep the night away. And so you can explore the world, you can mine, you can craft new items. Eventually, you can also travel to different dimensions, like the Nether, which is like a hellscape. And the end goal, as much as there really is an end goal, is to become strong enough to defeat the Ender Dragon. But that being said, the game never expects you to do that. It doesn't even quite tell you how to do that. You can just build, explore, do whatever you want. And there's also like a creative mode where you get infinite resources, infinite health, no damage at all, and it just helps you focus on building and testing out the different mechanics of the game. And there's also like other modes, like adventure mode, which allows players to create and participate in specific challenges such as obstacle courses, battle royales, adventure maps, and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's a very simplified
Yeah.
description of the game. Yeah.
So,
So,
John, when did you first encounter Minecraft?
oh, yeah, I would say around 2011, 2012, when it was released. Um, And of course, you know me. I typically don't follow things that are popular. So when I first heard about this thing, me being the stupid teenager I was like, "What? Minecraft? That sounds like stupid." I was also influenced by like stuff like the. Do you know the Mad TV series or that like the Mad magazine?
Yeah, yeah.
There was like a TV show on Cartoon Network, and they had a segment on Minecraft that where they were just making fun of like things where it's like, oh, what you burn in daylight? The villains do. And it's like, what you have to like mine and build craft and do resources. Like, oh, that's lame. And so that kind of influenced me. The first time I saw like actual gameplay, it was just like I was sitting in a waiting room looking over to someone who was like doing something with Minecraft, and it like none of it made sense at all. They were doing something in creative mode, so it was like, well, I don't know what's going on there. Uh, yeah, it wasn't till after meeting you and Toa and the other folks, and you guys were pretty much already into Minecraft, and you were just enjoying and talking about it. Eventually, the summer of 2013, I finally like went on to like YouTube and like typed in Minecraft, or maybe I typed in Hunger Games. But the thing that I came up with first was like the Minecraft Hunger Games, specifically from the creator Captain Sparkles. And so watched a bunch of those, got really interested, watched Let's Plays, discovered like fan music, fan content, really got into it. Um, and then my first time playing Minecraft was we got the Pocket Edition because the real game we didn't quite really have a computer that could play games, so got like a Pocket Edition on a Kindle. Played that for a bit, and then finally we bought the game, played there, uh, and then didn't really do much with multiplayer until remember we had a project in high school where we had to do a film with Romeo and Juliet. We had to like recreate a scene, and so me and a group of friends we did one of the scenes through a Minecraft machinima, and then played some multiplayer with friends through like the years, and then uh, kind of lost interest after a while because I wasn't really playing multiplayer, wasn't really playing with anyone, and so I guess I just kind of got burnt out. Uh, and then I didn't really play Minecraft much after the combat update, which kind of changed a lot of the fundamentals of how you played the game in terms of combat and other stuff, which I didn't quite enjoy. So I only really came back to like see new mechanics in creative mode. And on top of that, uh I didn't really have a computer that could like handle playing Minecraft, so I just kind of stopped playing because I wasn't really able to. So, yeah. Yeah. I come back like every once in a while for like a couple weeks and then I am done. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I must have encountered it in like 2010 or maybe even like 2009 or something. Just seeing someone else play it. I was over at their house, and then I I don't remember exactly when. But just like you, I played Pocket Edition first. My mom or my family bought an iPad. It was like the family iPad. Um, so we got Minecraft on that. Must have been shortly after Pocket Edition came out, though. So like 2011, 2012. Because it was very, very rudimentary. Like, I don't think you could even play in survival mode yet. It was just creative.
Right.
Maybe you could. I don't 100% recall. And like the only enemies were zombies. There were only like a few types of bricks you could use.
Mhm.
Um, so I remember playing around a bit with that. I think sheep were the only friend or like non-hostile mobs. So just like very very early days of Pocket Edition. Um, and then yeah, over the years played a lot of that. Got my own tablet, a Kindle Fire, and played with that. Eventually, I got a computer that could actually handle it, so I got it on computer. And yeah, I'm trying to think what even it's hard to condense all of those years of playing. I don't know this 100% for sure. I kind of do. I believe have good reason to believe that Minecraft is my most played game of all time across different platforms. Um, I have on my Switch, I have Minecraft, and that actually does track how long I played. And on just that platform, I've put in 225 hours.
Hmm.
And yeah, I played a lot on Pocket Edition and a bit on my computer and a bit on my PS4 and who knows how much else I have played on other platforms.
Yeah. I myself have watched Minecraft more than I've actually played it myself.
Okay.
I mean that's generally the
Yeah.
case with video games essentially. I tend to just watch other people play versus doing it myself. Um but yeah, back when I was like really into Minecraft, back when I had the computer that could handle it, um I was all in I was all in playing, building and such. Cuz one of our friends back in high school, like there was a multiplayer server uh with people that we knew. So it was like me, Toa, Corel, a very someone created their own server. We played there. And then eventually that server was lost at times. So that's like the one world that I would consider my forever world because I put so much effort into that, and so after losing that, starting from scratch, wasn't something that appealed to me the most, especially in single player. It's not as fun playing in single player when you're by yourself, but yeah,
I have fun in single player. I think
sure.
I've mainly played single player though. I don't tend to do much multiplayer in Minecraft. But yeah, no, I have played a lot over the years. I did for a while watch some Minecraft stuff on YouTube, but kind of fell off of that at a certain point. And yeah, now I'll just like pull it up as you were saying. Every once in a while, I'll do a couple weeks, build some stuff. I like to do it while I'm listening to like audiobooks or podcasts or something. Just kind
Mm.
of zone out, have a good time, build some stuff.
Yeah, there was a period of time where I'd only open Minecraft to like you to record audio through the gameplay. Back when we did some podcasts, and so back before we had other recording capture stuff for like people on a Skype call, um, I would open up Minecraft and just record through there, which sometimes led to like corrupted audio files. Notoriously, our first ever podcast episode, I lost half of our audio. So it was just like you and me, the one that we recorded locally, and then the other people on the call had no idea what their conversation was at all. So that's
uh,
that's the bummer of that. But
Now,
yeah,
when you play, do you play more survival or more creative?
um, when I played back in the day, so like this was the 1.6 to 1.8 era. Like I played single player because that was on the multiplayer server. Because I played mostly with me and Corral, and so we would do stuff together. I would like build random stuff here and there, mine. I liked mining. I like strip mining. That was fun. That was fun. I'm like one of the few who enjoy strip mining, and so when the recent quote unquote recent Cave and Cliff update happened and just completely changed the way you did mining, I no longer enjoyed mining because it's completely different. So yeah, Minecraft today isn't the Minecraft I like to play. I like to play other
Okay.
stuff, but I never do. I don't. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There were like multiplayer servers that you could do like survival games and such. Um, but back in the early days, I wasn't allowed to play on multiplayer servers with people I didn't know because like strangers will say the darndest things in the chats, and so
Yeah.
to avoid that, I wasn't allowed to play stuff there, which was a shame because the mini games there were a lot of fun, and like by the time I was able to play Minecraft a game again, those kind of servers were just kind of gone, and like things changed, and so uh, yeah, I don't do much anymore. Sometimes there'll be like a random server, so like Toa will invite me to like a random Minecraft server every once in a while. So there, like I'd play survival for a couple weeks, and then you get bored, or
Yeah.
you accomplish what you wanted to accomplish, and then you just do other stuff. So
Yeah, I've
yeah.
definitely had. I think there's a cycle with Minecraft for me, specifically with survival worlds, which I don't play as much survival. I tend to gravitate towards creative. But when I play survival, I'll start a new world, I'll get a good role going, um, and then at a certain point, yeah, I just kind of get bored. I've never gotten advanced enough to like go defeat the Ender Dragon because
No,
that just doesn't really appeal to me. I'm not super invested in the combat systems of any game I play, so unless it's like Dark Souls level combat that is very well designed and requires a lot of thought and intentionality.
Yeah,
Combat is just kind of superfluous to me.
I typically didn't play Minecraft by myself or like in normal single player worlds because like when you're doing it by yourself, you're not sharing an experience. So like there are cool builds. I was like, oh, I made this thing. But if I'm in single player, no one gets to share the experience. So like I have less motivation to make it good or like quality. Um or just really to keep going with that. And so typically what people do is like they make videos and they do live streaming, but like some the equipment that I had is like not able to do multiple things like that at all. So it was just not a viable thing. So yeah,
Yeah, I enjoy single player just because, again, for me, it's like a way to have something to do while I'm listening to an audiobook or something, or
sure.
just tune out. Or I'll even like, I have in my head stories to go along with, especially the creative worlds that I build. Um, and then that helps me when I'm trying to do my own creative writing. I'm exercising those muscles. Even if I'm never going to show anyone the world, I'm being creative and doing something. And yeah, the part of my brain that is drawn to creating stuff, that Minecraft is a way to kind of work through that.
Hmm. Yeah, I've always viewed Minecraft as something to share and experience because my exposure to Minecraft, of course, was through like YouTube videos, and they're sharing with you. Um, So, like every time you and I, these past few weeks, I have like playing on like a Minecraft Realms server, just doing creative stuff, just building random stuff. And every time like I do a new build, I'm like, "Hey, Jay, come on the server, check out what I built. It's pretty cool." We did a live stream yesterday where we showcased our build. So if
Yeah,
you're curious about that, go to my YouTube channel, Lego
yeah.
Champion
Meanwhile,
Stickers.
I
Anyway,
was just building stuff to build stuff, and then you'd show up and like, hey, what are you doing here? And I would be like, okay, well, here's the plan, and then leave behind a half finished building.
yeah, yeah. You and I have different like methods of doing
Yes.
stuff. Yeah,
Well, and that's true of us in general. I think what's interesting about Minecraft is because it is so player driven, the
yeah,
way you engage with it says a lot about you in general. Like I know, and this is something I uh, that I think a difference between us that I have known about for a while. I am good at starting things but not finishing things. And you want to see tasks through to the end. And I think that sometimes has caused a little bit of disconnect between us with things. So it is interesting to see our approaches to Minecraft, where you have your idea and you like build something and finish it and complete it and make it all nice. And then I'll just like start something just to start something, and I'll have an idea and I'll get, you know, 75% of the way done with it and then be like, oh, I have a new idea. And then go over to the new idea and maybe I go back and finish it the last 25%, or maybe I just leave it be.
yeah. Another thing, I guess, the difference between you and I is that you build things because you have this cool idea. I build things because I feel like there's a practical purpose to things. Because like I'll build a house, but I won't just build a house. Like I'll either populate the house with like a villager or something, because like something that I did is like I went across your abandoned stuff and was like, okay, I guess I'll just add a few villagers here and there to populate the world, um, or just like create farms and such things that have practical purposes to them. Because I don't know, just building something randomly and then just having it be this empty, cool monument just doesn't appeal to me the most. I need like the finer details of like livability in it. So
Which, yeah, it really depends for me what I'm doing, because I do like to make stuff that is at least viable in survival, that has like storage space and that kind of stuff. And I think for me at least, I spend a lot of time bouncing back and forth between survival and creative because I'll be doing stuff in survival and that will give me ideas for like, oh, if I were in creative, I would be doing this, that, and the other thing. So then I can hop over to creative and do this, that, and the other thing, and then hop back into survival for new ideas. So whenever the game starts to feel old, there is a way to make it feel new again, which I think is one of the very smart things about Minecraft from a game perspective, from a design perspective, is there's so many different ways to engage with it. And if one isn't quite working for you, you can hop over to a different version of the game and have a different experience of it. And yeah, I don't know. I think we can get into some of the more review aspects here because I think there's a lot to talk about in Minecraft and how it has changed and evolved and where it started from. But yeah, it's just like I was trying to think of why does Minecraft work? Why is this the best selling game of all time? And I think a lot of it has to do with just on a base level, it is very smart game design.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
It's simplistic in it's very easy to get into and like understand the learn the controls.
yeah.
Um but also uh it works because of limitations. It
Yeah, it
understands
has,
what its limitations are and it
yeah.
works within those boundaries.
Yeah, there's a lot of just by nature of being a somewhat simple game, there's a lot more emphasis on simple designs, communicating things visually without a whole lot of extra complicated detail. A lot of it I think is just like good sound design as well. Like the
Yeah,
sound effects are very when you're mining something and the different noises it will make. And I think a lot of that stuff has been sort of fine-tuned over the years, which is
yeah,
another strength in Minecraft's favor is that it is an evolving game. And
yeah.
you've alluded to there are frustrations that come with that as well when they
It,
make
it,
changes that
Yeah. So yeah, over the year, like the way we approach Minecraft, the way that developers approach Minecraft has changed. In the beginning, everything is like simplistic. The reason why everything is blocky isn't because of a design choice, but it's because they're working within the limitations of what they were able to do at the time. Now it's more so they've decided to stick with the blocky nature, and so any new element is just designed that way. And for some people, that's why the live action Minecraft movie feels off because they think that Minecraft is blocky and that's what the live action thing needs to portray. When in reality, live action Minecraft would just be real life. Everything looks normal. But you're sticking to the game mechanics of just like punching wood and stuff like that. Um,
yeah,
yes,
I want to put a pin in that conversation because I think I have questions for the how the Minecraft movie is going to be influencing things in the long term.
sure, yeah.
Because
We'll,
I
we'll
think
we'll
yeah,
talk
we'll
more
put a
next
pin in
week when
that.
we
Yeah, yeah.
discuss the film, and then we'll
Oh,
see
even just in like
how things
later in
happen.
this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah,
But yeah.
there's also like one of the things as I was reading up about the history of it, and as this was being designed, there was an emphasis on not just hey, let's create an open world sandbox game where you can kind of do whatever you want, but also this focus on RPG progression or role playing game progression. Um, for people who aren't familiar, RPG is a type of game, sort of comes out of the Dungeons and Dragons world and then gets ported into video games. And the idea is as you are going along, you are gaining levels or gaining items or things that make you more powerful relative to the world around you. And so there's a sense of like progression and you're experiencing this growth as you collect the resources and build your fortress and you gain levels. And even just like the resources, like you start out you have wooden tools, and then you use those wooden tools to get stone tools, and then you use the stone to get iron, and iron to get diamond, and diamond to get, now there's a new thing. But there's just this like sense of, okay, there's always like another step that is just a little ways beyond what I currently am that I can work towards. And then
Mm-hmm.
also this like bigger thing of like, well, eventually I would like to have enough resources to go and fight the ender dragon, whether that is your end goal or not. There is this sense of progression as you're exploring the world, as you're mining and crafting, you're leveling up, so to speak.
Yeah. Also, over the years with each update, everything gets a little more complex and complicated
Yes.
with like no real motive or reason to want to do those things. Like over the years, they've added a lot of elements like the ocean monument. So you go underwater, you fight some fish, and you get a sponge or some gold out of it. Or recently, they have like the underground spooky, uh,
Yeah, the ancient city or whatever it's called.
which is I get a cool for like atmosphere, but I do I don't know. It just doesn't
I
feel.
think it's, yeah, I think it's adding stuff to add stuff.
Yeah,
You
it
add
doesn't feel like.
new resources and new little things that like, I definitely understand the criticism that like the basic game has not changed shape. It's just there's now a whole lot of extra stuff in the middle of it.
Yeah, most recently, the last updates is that we got like trial chambers and puzzle stuff, which just doesn't feel like needed to be included. Like I don't know what you're getting out of that because
Yeah,
it's leading away from explore and do mining and stuff to like, hey, look for these other stuff and explore that, and then get nothing out of it except maybe like the most obscure hints of possible lore ever. I don't know.
yeah. Again, I think it's, I do think there is a sense of they're kind of spinning plates at this point.
Sure.
Just that's what eventually happens in the life cycle of a game that has been around for 16 years and is doing constant updates. But I do think there is a desire to give players new things to do within the world.
Mm-hmm.
And there are things like, I agree with like the trial chambers aren't really s- super interesting on their own, but stuff like the ancient cities and having this new entity that interacts in a very unique way with the environment and with the player, and having to kind of change the way you engage for a little short segment whenever you're in that area, and then once you're gone you're back into normal Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is some, there's something there that does work. But yeah, at a certain point you're scrolling through pages and pages and pages of new resources that are basically just the same thing, or like copper, when they added that to the game, and now it's just like a thing that clogs up your inventory when you're mining in survival mode,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have a whole lot of other uses.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's a lot
again,
of
I think,
things that
yeah.
seem cool, but then like there's no reason for it. Like there was a whole archaeology mechanic, and that's not useful really. Like even the mob votes, like it seems like a cool idea they get these mobs, but then like they never end up being like a useful thing or just something to go out of your way to experience. So.
Which yeah, for me, for my experience of the game and what I enjoy in Minecraft is the creative parts and the creating a big fortress and decorating it.
And that's where
So
the
that
new
kind of,
decorative
yeah,
blocks comes in, and that's great.
yeah.
But
But
yeah.
yeah, that is something of, if you are treating Minecraft as an RPG, there's not, the new stuff being added isn't actually adding much to your base experience.
Yeah.
Whereas
It
if you're
lose
more
it,
into it for the creation or the thing, then the new blocks add
yeah.
something that you can use to decorate.
Yeah, we lose the experience of like an open world like sandbox, and it becomes more of like, I don't know. It's still an open world sandbox, but there's like elements that are just thrown here and there that just don't seem to like really have much purpose but to be there.
I
Like
mean,
I
my counter
I
argument
don't
to that is like the jungle temples have those puzzle elements and have been in the game for a very long time. And these
yeah.
things are like it really depends on, and this is both a strength and a weakness of Minecraft, is that the experience is very player driven.
Mhm.
What you choose to focus on is how you are going to experience the game. All of the goals are self-imposed. Like you don't even get a cutscene at the beginning where the ender dragon kills your parents. Like there's
Right.
no motivation other than survive the night. Like you can play Minecraft. A valid way to play Minecraft is to spawn into the world, chop down a few trees, build your little house, just like four walls and a door, and then just every night just sit in your house and wait for night to be done. Then in the morning you just open your door, just kind of walk around, then end of the day you go back to your little house and close the door and not even build anything else. Because the game isn't telling you need to do anything else.
Mhm.
You do other stuff because you're like, oh well, what if instead of a 4 or an 8 by 8 cube, what if my house was a big house? What if I had a whole bunch of chests full of diamonds?
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah, but then that freedom is, it's also easier to get lost in things or to end up doing like the archaeology stuff that you were talking about, end up spending a lot of time on something that isn't actually going to do much for you. And for me, again, I'm not goal oriented when I play Minecraft. I'm looking to zone out as I'm doing other stuff.
Sure.
So I think that's kind of where our approaches are giving us different experiences over the years. Where for me, I'm completely fine with, I turn it on for a few weeks every few months, build something, leave it half finished, and then move
Mhm.
on. Create a new world next time I go on. Or
Sure.
play a little bit in survival, engage with some of the mechanics and not really worry about the stuff that doesn't interest me.
Mhm.
Whereas like, yeah, if you're trying to have the complete Minecraft experience and see everything that the game has to offer, there's a whole lot of very superfluous stuff.
Right.
And yeah, to like, you were talking about mining. The repetitive tasks here are a part of the appeal.
Yeah.
The sitting down and doing something, but then there's smart little mechanics that keep you from doing that for too long. So like the day night cycle breaks up the monotony of, you can't just like go out of your house and like chop down trees infinitely until you get bored of chopping down trees, because at a certain point night's going to fall, so you need to go back to your shelter. Or
Yeah,
when you're,
but the beds kind of like undo that because you can skip the night through the bed, and then you
sure,
just go back to chopping wood.
I think the beds are a necessary way to make the game pacing a little bit better,
Sure.
because there's not a ton you can do at night
Yeah.
otherwise.
D- don't mine at night. Yeah.
Yeah, but even the action of, I have chopped down a bunch of trees. Oh no, night is coming. I'm going to go home, click on my bed, and then go back to chopping down trees. Even just that action is like breaking it up a little bit.
Sure.
And then maybe
Yeah.
on your way back, you see a cool little thing to go explore the next day that you're going to do instead of chopping down trees. And then with
Hmm.
mining, you have, and with chopping down trees, like your tools eventually break. So you need to keep going back and doing different things. And engaging with the mechanics, you don't end up doing a task for a super long time unless you've specifically planned it that way.
Right.
You're getting these different like little mini experiences within each time you open the game. You can do a different thing. I
Hmm.
guess creative mode kind of messes that up a little bit, and maybe that's why personally when I play creative, I don't tend to play that as long as if I'm playing survival. Even though I play creative mode more, I bounce back off of it quicker than survival.
Sure. I mostly play creative to like see what new things are added to the game.
Yeah.
Um, I generally am not playing creative to build stuff. Our past few weeks are the exception because we're playing the game to see how the game works now, so that we can talk about it today. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, Minecraft is as simple or as complex as you want it to be.
Hmm.
Like you can get really into the RPG elements, the enchanting, the leveling up, building better armor, going dungeon crawling in the nether, doing all of these different things. Or you can go and figure out how to make like really complex stuff using redstone. That's a mechanic
Yeah,
I'm less engaged with. I kind of always have to look up tutorials when I'm trying to do that because I don't have a programmer brain. But that
yeah,
is the thing. People have
yeah.
been able to figure out how to do really cool and weird and interesting things within the game's mechanics.
Hmm.
Or if that stuff doesn't interest you, you can just make a pretty house.
Make a pretty house, make it out of dirt.
Yeah.
Uh,
You can make an ugly house. You can make whatever you want within the mechanics of the game.
hmm You can farm. You could just like fish for a bit. Just do what you want to spend the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I definitely do understand the sense of I don't know what it is like to start Minecraft today, but I imagine it is a somewhat overwhelming experience compared to when we were starting and it was a little bit simpler.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely.
However, there is always new stuff to come back to,
Hmm.
which is nice as someone who has been playing this game for over 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a double-edged sword. Like people coming in, learning the new experience is a bit overwhelming, but also a lot of the new players just are very familiar with Minecraft through videos and
Yeah.
just something where they see speedruns of Minecraft and like, oh, okay, well, this is how you play Minecraft, and so they skip the basic elements of progression and just go straight to the big stuff. And like the game has kind of shifted towards that. So if you find a village, you practically have a lot of like stuff there in villages and such. So yeah,
Yeah. There are ways I'm again there are different ways to engage with it. Cuz
right,
like that experience of if you want to play survival as survival was 15 years ago, where you start a world, you mine, you craft, you slowly build up towards something. You can still do that. But then there are also like yeah, these structures and these things and you can trade and all of this kind of stuff if that isn't of as much interest. Which yeah, it is in widening what you are able to do with it. You can maybe lose focus on things.
sure,
But yeah, it's interesting that like Minecraft has almost become a platform rather than just a game.
mm-hmm.
Like you have the survival and the creative modes. You have adventure mode, which is kind of like a level creator type thing, but with even
Sure,
more things you can do. Multiplayer, as you were saying, that completely changes how you interact with it. There's also like special education modes for teachers who are looking to use Minecraft. I took a geographic and information services class in college, but the professor for that actually ran a class every few years that was in Minecraft. I think it was more about like conservation efforts, but I think there was like a mapping aspect to it as well. But like,
Sure.
yeah, college course that is using Minecraft as a
Hmm.
simulation for things in the real world. But then there's also like a lot of add-ons as well on top of that. They've definitely gone big on the microtransactions
Is
recently.
especially on Bedrock Edition. Now
Yeah.
we don't even just have one Minecraft. You have your Java edition, your Bedrock edition, your like dungeons, your whatever small random things they did. Yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, you can buy like packs to make the game look different. You can buy, or I guess shaders are more mods. But like you can change how the game looks. You can have mods that change how different blocks behave. You have these like bigger like world editors that make it easier to build giant constructions quickly. And yeah, then there's like a whole bunch of supplemental material as well. You have books, you have spin-off games, the Minecraft stories, which I've never played any of those. Those haven't ever really appealed to me, but I hear things about them. There's like
there was that
toys.
Telltale game that
Yeah.
is no longer available to play anymore.
uh, yeah, I have Minecraft Lego. I have those are pretty good. They actually work well together as two brands. And then yeah, there's
Yeah,
the movie coming up. They're definitely expanding the brand and trying to break into
yeah.
new
The
places.
movie that was been in development for almost over 10 years now. So
Yeah, yeah. And then there's just like a whole bunch of fan generated material.
so much. Like you'll never be able to watch all the fan stuff because it's just way too much over the past 15 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you have like the animations, you have let's plays, you have streaming, you have music videos, you have even just like people posting their creation online, like just
Right.
pictures of, hey, this is the cool castle I built.
Yeah, or just having Minecraft as a background element while you like talk about something else
Yeah,
entirely. So there's that. Even like Minecraft's music itself is just used as a supplemental material for like other stuff. A lot of videos just use Minecraft music because it's background music to use. So yeah,
yeah. Now as we're kind of getting into this, we've been sprinkling in the more critical side of things. And I think there is this question that as I was writing up the notes for this was kind of in the back of my mind of obviously the answer is no because nothing is, but will Minecraft be a success indefinitely?
yeah, I mean the answer is obviously no, and like Minecraft is like constantly shifting from it's popular, oh it's dying, it's popular, it's dying again, and like as the generations change between the cultural zeitgeist, like things change. Like 2015, 2016, 2016, there was like a huge shift in the meta, on the internet itself, where everything became a lot more memes and just uh, fast paced and just wild. Um, and that kind of shifted in Minecraft to like be not great. But then PewDiePie starts playing Minecraft in 2019, and then everybody starts playing again, and then huge creators start doing different stuff. Like it's up and down thing. If like somebody does something with it, and then everybody's into it again, it's maybe it can go on, but
It's
eventually,
also interesting just like beyond just the meta that is visible online. Looking through the Wikipedia article, Minecraft has more concurrent players now than it did 5 years ago
yeah.
by several millions, at least according to what Wikipedia is saying. That in let me see if I can find the specifics. Because yeah, 112 monthly players active in September of 2019, 126 million active players in 2021, And then at the top of the article, it says, as of 2024, 170 million monthly active players.
Mm-hmm.
So it is still growing. We haven't hit the, or maybe we have hit the peak and it'll start going down from here. But the peak was not 5 years ago. So that does make me curious of, I think there is just a large group of people who, outside of any internet discourse or concerns about updates making things more difficult or more complex, there are
Sure.
just still a lot of people who log on to Minecraft.
Yeah. Plus, like, again, our new generation comes in. People who
Yeah.
were born when Minecraft was created are now old enough to start playing like regularly, and so
They've been
the
old enough for like 10 years to
yes,
be
pretty
playing.
much. Uh, the, some people who started are less playing now, but it's like a shift of people
Yeah.
that
And
keeps it going.
I think to a certain extent, there's kind of nothing quite like it. I guess Roblox, I haven't ever played or I'm not super familiar with it, but I know that has taken some of the, Minecraft is, or it hasn't like taken Minecraft's popularity, but it has arisen alongside Minecraft as a thing that is popular, especially with people who are, 10 years younger than us, 10, 15 years
Exploitable,
younger
yeah.
than us. Yeah, yeah. Again, I don't know a ton about Roblox, but
Hmm.
yeah. So there is like, there are things out there that Minecraft is no longer the only Minecraft out there.
No.
I think even like Fortnite has, I wonder how many monthly players Fortnite has, because that's also free to play. So that has a slightly different, um I'm not seeing an easy number here on Wikipedia. I wouldn't be surprised though if they have either similar or even higher numbers than Minecraft does in terms of just monthly players. But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about, like, at what point does Minecraft become Facebook? At what point does Minecraft go from here's where all of the cool kids are to here's where all of the boring adults are?
Yeah, it would just have something new would just have to take its place. Um, something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Facebook, there's
maybe.
multiple factors into why Facebook is where it is at, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
part of it is literally just that the people who made the platform what it was got older and were still active on the platform, and it changed the demographics, even though it was the same people. Since they were now older, the way they interacted with it changed. So yeah,
Sure.
I don't know, since Minecraft is a video game and that there's like a different consideration there than with social media. But I do wonder, like,
Sure.
is there a point, like, what does Minecraft look like 10 years from now? Is it still the most popular game? Is there something more popular? I assume Minecraft will be popular for a very long time, though.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see what happens over the years.
Yeah.
It might be a long time to get to like the best-selling game aspect of it because
Yeah, because it's sold so much that is
yeah, and part
going
of
to be
it is like
difficult to beat.
it's sold so much because it's like on multiple platforms where
Yeah.
um you have to get to that point to grow to that point. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like things come and go that seems like,
Yeah.
oh, this is gonna compete with Minecraft, and then they kind of like fade into obscurity or just niche environments. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
this
know.
is where I'm curious where how the movie is going to change this.
Oh,
Because I
yeah.
think historically Minecraft has been viewed as not, I guess when it started out it was very much the underdog, right? It's this indie game out of Sweden, no like major connections, no even advertising. It's just
Mm-hmm.
the little indie that could. And then Microsoft buys it and there's a little bit of like, okay, well now it's no longer an indie game. It has now been accepted within the mainstream of gaming, and
Mm-hmm.
now there is this support system backing it up. And then that coincides with like an explosion of Minecraft ephemera beyond just the game of books and spin-offs and toys and movies and all of that kind of stuff comes out of that. But I think the reputation of Minecraft is, even through all of these changes, the general perception of Minecraft is, oh yeah, it's a relatively positive.
Yeah.
And I think something like a big movie, especially if the movie is a big flop and loses a lot of money, or is even just seen as a big flop, could potentially influence that. Or if it's a success, then is it, oh, now Minecraft is too popular. Now it's no longer, I guess Minecraft has maybe been too popular for a while, so it's no longer cool to
Yeah.
like Minecraft. But does it lose a
It's
little bit of that street cred?
yeah. At some point, it's at some point the next generation is not going to be as interested in Minecraft. But
Yeah.
I think the reason partially why it stayed up so long is because it is, like we said earlier, very simple, and you could do pretty much anything with it, and people have done pretty much everything with it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll see where
Is it
something
too
like
big
that
to fail?
goes. Yeah, perhaps until the
At this
next
point, it
thing.
definitely feels like no matter what they do, there will always be Minecraft.
Yeah, it it also depends on like how well Microsoft and Mojang's gonna handle Minecraft. If they start making poor decisions with the brand that kind of ruin things. Um, that's partially what happened with Facebook, of course.
Yes,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, so we'll see. Time will tell. Um, I know that my Minecraft half hype days are like way behind me, so I don't have that golden love as I used to. So yeah,
And I mean, maybe that's partially just growing up, you know.
growing up,
The best
other
time for Minecraft
factors,
is when you can, when you have the time and the focus to just spend hours a day on it. And then
and
as you
I
get older and you have other things going on in life, that's just like with gaming in general. And I guess
yeah
that's kind of changing. People are spending more time as adults playing video games, but there is still a little bit of that.
yeah yeah yeah. That's that's how it is.
Yeah.
What else? What else do we want to talk about with Minecraft?
I don't know. What's your favorite mob?
My favorite mob. Oh, I are we talking like hostile? I think the Enderman. The Enderman
Okay.
is such. It's a unique mob. Like even like in the overworld, it just feels like this very thing that doesn't belong there, which makes sense because it's belongs in the end. But
Yeah.
it just teleports, zips around. It's one of the rarer mobs. Like you'll see like creepers and skeletons and zombies all over the place, but the Endermen you see less. You know, they don't like typically spawn in clumps. They're like individuals, just there, and you have to spend time looking for them. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I like the mushroom just for design.
yeah. Mushroom, the very rare. Wushu Miles. Yeah,
I
that's
I was so disappointed that the Moo Bloom didn't win that mob vote. I hope they added it at some point because eh,
against that was going up against the squid,
yeah,
wasn't
the
it?
squid ended up winning. The
Yeah.
glow squid. Yeah, I just thought it looked cute. So
I
that's my
mean,
criteria.
the
I
mob
like
vote
the
is
fox.
its own thing. You know, you really wish we could like get all of the cool ideas,
Yeah.
but reasons here and there. The
I
foxes
like
are
the
cute though.
bees.
I love the foxes. They're cute.
Yeah.
Wish
Yeah,
you could take
one of
them.
my favorite things is just anytime opening up the game after coming back to it after a while and being like, "Oh, there's a new mob or a new set of mobs to look at and see." Like the creaking recently. I think the creaking has some fun mechanics with it.
Yeah, I love seeing new biomes that they come up with. They they
Yeah.
took so long to get to a cherry biome with pink wood. I love that, but it's
Yeah.
in a version of the game that I don't love outside of the cherry wood. So it's it's take what you get.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can get cherry wood through mods anyway. You can do so much with mods. Mods are crazy. I love mods. You can do a lot with mods.
Yeah.
So
I think that's even a thing. I wonder how many programmers, either current or future, have learned to program through Minecraft, through Redstone, through that kind of stuff.
all right. Well, I guess with that, thank you everyone for listening, and make sure to follow us on social media. We're Binging Barbie Podcast on Instagram and Tumblr, Binging Barbie on Blue Sky and Serialized, and Binging Barbie, a Barbie movie podcast on Letterboxd. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a 5-star review and go join our Patreon at patreon.com/Binging Barbie Podcast. We'll be back next week to review the Minecraft movie. And until then, you are the player. Wake up. Touch grass. Bye, Barbie. Huh.
Huh.